Hey and welcome to the MX-5 guide on Virginia North in iRacing. This track is not only difficult, I would say it can also be quite tilting, especially when you are new to sim racing. The turns are really unforgiving and it can be extremely tough to finish a lap. But trust me, you gotta push through the first hard stages, and after 15 to 20 laps you will get the hang of it, because this track is actually quite fun to drive. Like in all other weeks, you can practice against my ghost car, which makes it easier to find the racing line. You can find all lap files on our community Discord, which is linked in the description down below, and I'm also available for coachings. You can find more information in the description as well. Stick to the left edge of the track, hit the brakes at roughly 150 meters and shift all the way down into first gear. Keep in mind that you will need to brake sooner when you are following another car, because in draft you will be able to shift into fifth gear, which means that you will arrive with more speed at this braking zone. Stick to the inside and attack the curb. You want to turn the car right on the curb and go flat out again as soon as you leave it to accelerate into the second apex. We want to hit a nice line through the second apex, and that's why we ignore the curb on the left side and instead stay in the center of the track and aim for the outside curb on the right side. A short disclaimer that this track was not driven in this car on this patch yet, so I've tried a few different strategies for the next turn, and this was the one which worked the best for me. It might be possible that there's a line which allows you to stay in third gear and still be quick. I don't know it yet. Those things usually emerge after the first few days of racing, but I will keep you updated, and should something change, then I will link a shot for you on the top right of the screen. Anyway, we want to let the car swing to the outside of the track and hit the brakes shortly before we arrive at the outside curb. In addition to braking, I'm also manually blipping the throttle to force the downshift into second gear. The second gear gives me a bit more turn in for the next apex and allows me to be more aggressive on the throttle and carry more speed onto the upcoming short straight. As I mentioned before, there's a straight coming up, which means that you want to be early and aggressive on the throttle and attack the upcoming inside curb. There's no great marker for braking around here, but after a few laps, you should be able to develop a good feeling for this turn. Hit the brakes, adjust your speed for the upcoming left-hander, and make sure that you don't overshoot the upcoming turn. You definitely don't want to take any risks here. Attack the inside curb, get back on the throttle, but be patient. You want to accelerate just enough to still be able to make the next turn. Steadily increase the pressure on the throttle and keep it in a waiting position, as you can see me doing it here. Attack the inside curb. You want to be right on it, because this is a critical point. It's somewhere around here where you want to get back on the throttle and go flat out again to accelerate towards the upcoming straight. It will take you a few practice laps until you can consistently nail this acceleration point, but it's really important that you practice it, because being too late on the throttle here or lifting through the upcoming right-hander can easily cost you a half, if not even a full second at the end of the next straight. Let the car swing to the left edge of the track, then you won't have any troubles to take the next turn flat out. Stick to the left edge of the track, and my next marker for braking is the kink in the white line. Hit the brakes when you reach it and shift down into second gear. It's an uphill turn, which means that you want to slow down just enough to keep the car under control, but you still want to hit it with enough speed to not get stuck at the bottom of the slope. You also want to be aggressive on the throttle again to push the car over the crest. It's a pretty straightforward flat out section. There's only one little trick for the upcoming left-hander. You want to lift while you turn in on your way over the crest. This will give you more grip, which makes it easier to attack the inside and hit the exit of the turn. Position the car on the left edge of the track and hit the brakes when you reach the curb on the left side. You don't, and I repeat, you absolutely don't want to take any risks in the upcoming turn. It's extremely unforgiving, and being late on the brakes will not only send you into the grass, it will send you down the hill and to the middle of nowhere where you will get stuck and lose a lot of time. So be patient when you race around here, don't go for any stupid attacks, just keep it simple and that alone will gain you a few positions. Shift all the way down into first gear, get back on the throttle and attack the inside curb as you drive down the hill again. The last turn can be a bit tricky. Get on the curb on the right side to prepare for a good entry. Stay on the throttle, turn in from the far right edge of the track and aim for the upcoming inside curb. The wide entry is important because it allows you to get a lot of rotation into the car before you actually get to the last turn. And since the last turn goes downhill, you won't be able to turn that much when you're right in it because your rear will try to spin. So make sure you hit that wide entry and focus on the upcoming inside curb. Attack the inside curb, hit the brakes when you reach it, and most importantly, you want to keep the wheels straight as you go over the crest. As mentioned before, you won't be able to turn the car anymore without losing it. So instead you want to keep the wheels straight, keep the car stable, and aim for a tight line through the upcoming right-hander. Hit a tight line around this apex and be aggressive on the throttle to carry your speed towards the finish line. When you miss this curb by a lot and exit the turn somewhere around the center of the track, then you will need to lift a lot and keep this in mind, because when you go flat out, the track will keep pushing you to the left and you will lose the car in the upcoming last right-hander. Please leave a like and have fun with the upcoming Cockpit Lap. I wish you all the best for the next week and see you next time!